All right, got one coming in from Mira. What up, man? Should the Seahawks sign Damon Snacks Harrison? If you're a big fan of the Seahawks, go sub to our Seahawks channel, the fastest growing Seahawks channel on YouTube, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. Tom, you do a lot of work there.
Yeah, Harrison is coming in for a visit with the Seattle Seahawks. I think it makes a lot of sense. Now, their run defense was actually pretty damn good against the Dallas Cowboys. Pass defense, not so much. But they're thin on the defensive line. You can give Brian Monet snaps to Damon Harrison. I think that makes a lot more sense for this Seahawks team. So should they? I think the answer is yes.
All right, so you asked about a defensive tackle and Damon Harrison. What about, would you rather have Damon Harrison or Timmy Jernigan, who got released today?
It depends on what you're looking for. That Jernigan got cut by the Jags concerns me. I'll be honest, I haven't watched very much of Timmy Jernigan. If you want a run stopper, sign Harrison. If you want someone who can offer a little bit more pass rush productivity, maybe that could end up making more sense to bring in Timmy Jernigan. Rookie
Top
numbers. 10
players or coaches most valuable?
Okay, I'm just going to go with one most likely MVP for me because I'm not naming all 10 here. Sorry, buddy. You need a bigger super chat for that. I think to focus in on your Russ MVP, I think he's your front runner for NFL MVP right now.
It has to be.
I think he has looked incredible. Most NFL touchdowns through 3 games in NFL history.
14.
I've been super impressed by him. He's my answer to the most valuable player right now.
I mean,
most valuable coach? I'll go coach, chill. I'll give you both. Kyle Shanahan. Because they're winning games and blowing the Giants with third string guys in.
I'll actually go with this player who I think has been very valuable. The Buffalo Bills' Josh Allen.
He's been great, too.
3-0, been putting up some crazy numbers, and I think he's a big reason why they're 3-0. Ridge, you're next up here. Should the Seahawks trade for Takk McKinley or a defensive lineman from the Bengals? Ridge, if you're a big Seahawks fan, go subscribe to the fastest growing Seahawks channel on YouTube, youtube.com/SeahawksTV.
Great question there, Ridge. I kind of like the idea of a Bengals defensive lineman trade. They've got some older players, guys who aren't playing a ton. There's a rotation there.
Okay.
Typically, they don't trade away guys, so that makes it a bit unlikely. Takk McKinley, though, is a very intriguing name. The Falcons declined his option for next year. He'll be a free agent. Shouldn't be that expensive. I think that one could actually work out pretty well. I'm not sure what the cost is, but if the Falcons go full fire sale mode, yeah, I'd call about Takk.
Let us know in the comments section. You know what? I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. I want you to let us know. Name a player you want to see traded. So, you guys are going to get hit with the YouTube ad break. While the ad is playing, let us know. Name a player you want to see traded. Claudio Jenkins, Flowers and a second for Denzel Ward.
So, is this Eric Flowers of Miami, or I think more
Trey
likely
Flowers?
is this Trey Flowers of the Seattle Seahawks? Because if it's the Seahawks version, Trey Flowers in a second, the Browns hang up the phone. They're not trading away Denzel Ward for a mediocre cornerback and a late second-round pick. So if it's Seattle, it's a hard no from Cleveland.
Super chat time, all-in-one contractor.
Wow, you got that one right.
What can the Hawks do to improve their defense pass rush options?
Clay Matthews?
Probably would be a good
trade for
good
maybe
fit for
a
Bruce
Ryan
Irvin.
Kerrigan? Like, it's Matthews, I think, could be a good fit for the Bruce Irvin role.
Yep.
Especially with Jordan Brooks now banged up, too, at linebacker. That's another guy you can't have play that role. I think he'd fit in terms of that kind of 3-4 outside linebacker, the Sam type, and the 4-3 defenseman, kind of a hybrid there. I think that makes sense. I think Ryan Kerrigan fits that mold really well. Now, it would have to be a trade.
Yep.
He might cost a late day 2, early day 3 pick, but Seattle's all in right now based on the Jamal Adams position. They're 3-0. Wilson's cooking with gas right now. Kerrigan's on his last year. If you wait to the deadline, it's not that expensive. I would explore a trade for Kerrigan if I were Seattle.
Kyle Morris, what's up? If we trade Ryan, what do you think we would get as a wide receiver and offensive line? So Matt Ryan trade.
I assume you mean Matt Ryan, unless there's a different Ryan you have in mind.
Ryan Kerrigan?
Let us know in the comments. Oh, it could be Ryan Kerrigan. That would actually make sense. I'm going to treat it as Ryan Kerrigan because I think that makes more sense for the needs for Washington. I think in terms of what you'd get for Kerrigan, I think you'd actually end up getting a draft pick. I don't think you're going to get like a starting caliber receiver and an offensive lineman because the teams that want to trade for Kerrigan need those receivers and offensive linemen.
By the way.
So if you're looking for a rebuild, maybe you can get a second or third round pick, probably more of a third round pick.
Yep.
I think that helps you as you begin a full-fledged rebuilding process in Washington, and maybe you can find a good pick or a good receiver offensive lineman with that draft pick. I wouldn't anticipate getting players back right now, though.
NFL Daily coming at you here. Fantasy football mailbag. This one's coming in from Hilton Movers. I have Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde. Who should I start? So the reason why Hilton Movers is asking this question, Harrison, Chris Carson, unlikely to play in Week 4, dealing with, a knee sprain. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. Tristan Hill did a little bit of an alligator rule. Now, there was a report that said he had a chance to play. I'd be very surprised. And if I'm Seattle, you don't need to play Chris Carson to beat the Miami Dolphins. So go out, get Carlos Hyde if he's still on your waiver wire. And should you start him? Yeah, I would. I would start Carlos Hyde this week as a flex, maybe if as an RB2. Dolphins ranked 22nd in the NFL against fantasy running backs. He had over 1,000 rushing yards last year, and I anticipate them to just blow him out.
When Hyde gets touches, he's pretty effective. So I think, this could be a 17, 18 carry game for him. I like his play this week.
Matthew, what up, my man? Should I start Josh Allen or Russell Wilson? It's a good problem to have, and even though that Josh Allen is listed as one of my starts this week, and even though the Raiders have actually been okay, I guess, against quarterbacks for fantasy, it's just because Cam Newton didn't have to throw on him last week. You start Russell Wilson.
Remind me who's Seattle playing just for...
It doesn't even matter.
I know, but it does potentially because the Raiders' defense
The Dolphins.
is bad. Yeah, it's Russell Wilson still.
Russell Wilson has 14 passing touchdowns in the first 3 games. He is the MVP. I mean, you start Russell Wilson.
What you should do is trade Josh Allen. See if you can get something for him because you don't need 2 top 5 fantasy quarterbacks.
Very, very true. All right, man, what up, Ray? I have Hopkins, Julio, and DK, and Gallup, 8-man league.
Wow.
Before I saw 8-man league, I was like, wow, that is insane.
That's still
to
pretty
me,
impressive to
but
have
it's
Julio,
still
Hopkins,
insane.
and Metcalf.
I don't know if you're just bragging or if this is a question or not, but if I had
Power rank them.
I mean, it's Hopkins.
I think it's DK2.
I'd probably put DK2, Julio at 3, and Gallup.
I agree.
But I don't know if Julio's going to end up going this week. I'll tell you what, I sure hope so because I have him in my fantasy leagues. And I also hope that you guys are staying safe, doing the right things. Make sure you get yourself an NFL face mask. Chatsports.com/stay safe. You can get a pack of 4 for $29.99. If you want the masks that the players are wearing, you can also get these as well. Chatsports.com/stay safe. The link, it is available in the comments. It's also in the description. These are the ones that I was talking about before, though, Harrison, with the ones that the players are wearing.
Yep.
These are really sick.
High-quality ones. You can get those available. You see a lot of the players, the coaches wearing these. All of these different masks and a whole bunch more available at that same link. In the comments, it's in the description. It's chatsports.com/stay safe. Some of these 2-packs are still on sale, by the way.
$13.99?
So $13.99. Take advantage of that deal while it still lasts. Chatsports.com/stay safe.